giving water to dead flowers. Cruising in a 98 Ed Bauer. I feel like Billy Miner might die an alcoholic, never be a dead coward. Went back and forth with myself this morning on whether or not I was gonna make this video. I was thinking about it, couldn't sleep last night thinking about it, and I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. I still struggle daily. I just feel like I want to document where I'm at. The 2-year anniversary of quitting. December 4th is my 2-year sober anniversary. So this is like if I were to sit down at AA and give my story, this is it. I started drinking occasionally, and then next thing you know, I was like, okay, I like to have a couple drinks when I watch football or things like that. When I would go on tour and I'd do shows, it would be free alcohol. So then I'd take it to the next level, and I'd have shows where I'd go on stage after drinking 24 beers and just be not as good as I could be because I was caring more about the party. I'd go to the studio and I'd drink a case of beer before recording. Most of my early work, even though it didn't have swears in it, I was completely plastered while I was recording it. So stupid. Like, why was I spending money to record my voice and then making that voice sloppy? But alcohol was becoming a huge part of my life. Me and Finn's mom ended up breaking up. It was like this big freedom where there was no one to try and tell me what to do, and I took it off the deep end and I started really drinking whiskey, Jim Beam, a lot of Jim Beam. And I remember one summer I had a big pain in my stomach right here. I had a pain right here for all day, every day. I'd wake up with this pain. And anytime I would drink, it would illuminate this pain. This might be a little bit TMI, as some would say, but I hadn't had a solid shit like all year. And then by the end of it, I was actually shitting blood. And that would happen on tour where like I'd come out of the washroom and I'd just have this look on my face and I'd say to Johnny like, yeah, I'm shitting blood again. But I'm so addicted to alcohol that I can't take a night off. Or I got pneumonia once and I'm drinking Jaeger because it's like cough syrup. I had this idea in my head that I couldn't go without it. I couldn't make it through the day. The anxiety, the shit we all have to go through. I couldn't get through it without alcohol. I couldn't go to sleep without it. That's a big thing for us, is like we need something to help us get our mind right, the same way that Ritalin or anti-anxiety pills help us mellow out. Alcohol is one of those things that helps you go to sleep. I remember once I went to the hospital because my stomach was so messed up from drinking alcohol, and they were like, yeah, you need to quit or you're going to die. And they put me on an IV and they gave me a bunch of vitamins and stuff. And that day I went home with Finn and we poured out all of the liquor. It was like something that I told him to help keep me accountable. And then 2 days later, I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. I'm just drinking beer. Like, I'm just socially drinking. I don't want to just throw the word suicidal out there, but I was starting to think about what's the meaning of life? What is the point of this? At the same time, I'm so broke that I can't fix my tooth. I broke my tooth before a big show, eating some live wires or something, and I couldn't afford to fix it. I had to get the tooth yanked out, but I'm all depressed, like I'm trying to live this dream, things aren't happening, I'm drinking myself to death, and I'm like, if I can't live this way till the wheels fall off, like if I can't just try to make it as a rapper, and if I don't, well, who cares, I'm gonna kill myself at 40. And I'd say that, I'd get really drunk and I'd say that to Johnny, and I'd be like, I just want to go for it super hard and I don't care about anything else. All I want to do is be drinking beers with my friends, making music. And if I die by 40, then I die by 40. And then I got the call that Finn was thinking about moving here. And I was sitting there in a backyard of a friend's house. His name is Chris. And we were kind of just talking about alcohol, and I was drinking. And I've always kind of expressed my desire to not I always knew that I wanted to change and I wanted to kind of figure out something, but I was never the guy who was causing fights. I was never the angry drunk. I was so functional as an alcoholic that no one ever really had to call me out. But I was talking to my friend Chris, and he told me about Sober October, and he said it's just like a challenge yourself to a whole month without alcohol. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I told my friends about it, and my friend Jordan Hunter actually said, you know what, if you can make it through the whole month, I'm gonna fly Finn here for spring break. So now that generous offer on the table, I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. Leading up to it, I did this thing that I called Water Wednesdays, where one day a week I wouldn't drink. That's how much I was drinking. I was drinking at least 15 drinks a day, at least a 15 pack, but more likely a 15 pack and maybe half a bottle or a full bottle of whiskey. So like 25 drinks or something like that. So I ended up getting to the point where I weaned off, starting at 25 drinks, because that was being honest with myself. Was okay, I'm actually drinking 25 drinks a day. I'm going to start at 25 drinks, and I would wean off. And then one day a week, Water Wednesdays, I would go work out. I would take Finn to play basketball. I'd go to the water park. I'd just do something active, and I would struggle through the night. I'd have night sweats. I'd have shakes. I would drink chamomile tea to try and get to sleep. I'd wake up, and my sheets would be completely soaked from alcohol withdrawals. But I'd wake up in the morning, and I'd be like, you know what? I fucking did that. I made it through that night, and I can fucking do it. And I don't know why. There's this thing in your head that tells you that you can't do it. I would think about watching football, and I'd be like, how the fuck am I going to watch football without alcohol? Like, it was preposterous to me. I couldn't even fathom it. I took Finn to a movie. I took Finn to Minions. And I fucking poured a Mickey of vodka in my drink. Like, there's so many opportunities for things to go bad, and I'm thankful that they didn't. I'm thankful that his memories of me don't include anything like that. Like I said, I was never the angry drunk. He actually said that he's never seen me drunk before, and that's an amazing thing. But when I got that call, I just said, okay, let's try and do this. Let's make it through a month. Hey, let's do a month, and if I can do a month, then I can maybe be a casual drinker after that. And some people can do that. Like, I'm not knocking that. I'm not someone who thinks that alcohol is completely evil. Some people can be a casual drinker. I'm totally down with that. I'll toast my Perrier to your drink. But I made it through the month, and I went back to drinking. Because, hey, I made it through the month, so I can be a casual drinker. Next thing you know, my same habits start repeating, and I had to be honest with myself. I was like, that joy, that laughter that I felt when I was free from alcohol, after making it through the withdrawals, which were fucking brutal. Once I made it through that, I felt this joy that I hadn't felt because it was suppressed by depressants, like poison that I was drinking every fucking night, making myself sick, taking all the money from my family. So once I made it through, I went back to drinking, and then after that I had to get real with myself, and I was like, I'm done with this shit forever. I smoke weed. It really helps me with my anxiety. I got off of my anxiety pills, and it's been a huge thing for me. It's been a major help in my life is properly using weed, but it doesn't work for everyone. I know that that's a thing, and for some people it can cause them to relapse. So if you're thinking that you want to make some changes in your life and you feel like you can't do it, I just want to say that you can. You are a crazy human who does crazy shit every day. that you have obstacles that you can overcome, and there's like this voice in your head that will tell you that you can't do it, and you'll have a bad day, you'll get fired, or you'll have a breakup and you'll turn to this thing. But just I challenge you to view that as an obstacle and be like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking do this shit. I don't care if I have to wake up sweaty with a fucking migraine. I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna talk to a doctor and they're gonna help me do this shit safely, but I'm gonna power through this shit. I am stronger than this fucking addiction. So I still have moments that I miss alcohol. Like, I still have random cravings. Like, I had a decade of being obsessed with it. But every day I wake up proud of myself, and other people are proud of me, and my body is proud of me. I'm entering COVID the healthiest I've ever been. No alcohol, eating better, taking vitamins. I've never been that way. So for it to be at a time where things are heightened, there's no better time to start aiming. And if you challenge yourself to be better and you fuck up, well, hey, it took me like 5 times to get to the point. It took me 5 times of dumping the shit down the drain and rapping about changing and doing all these things and going back to my same habits. But the fact that you have that voice inside of your head, don't lose that hope, because many people don't have that. Many people are apathetic. You could tell when you're talking to people about their addiction. Some people, they know that they're fucked up. Even someone off the street that you talk to, you could tell when someone has that desire in them to change. So if you just have a tiny little inkling of that, don't view yourself as a piece of shit. I viewed myself as a piece of shit. I felt suicidal because I'm just an alcoholic. I'd leave the Minions movie drunk with my kid, feeling like what a piece of shit I am. But I am not defined by those mistakes. I am not defined by that shit. You are not defined by that shit. The fact that there's a voice inside of you, seek that shit out. This life is brutal. We gotta be stronger. We gotta wake up and we gotta look the day straight in the face, and we gotta be like, you know what? Fucking bring it. I'm ready for this shit. So thank you for being a support system to me. I want to be that for you. If I'm not responding to you, I hope you'll give me that benefit of the doubt. It's been hard with my migraines. It's been hard with my mental health, but I just wanted to reach out because I'm waking up every day happy to be here. And I wasn't waking up that way for a long time. So, all right. I love you. Peace.
I've been working on self-improvement. If the leader is sick, it doesn't help the movement. I was self-accused and I was health abused, and I was looking for a way to love myself as human. Dear Notepad, know it's been a while since you've heard my voice sober instead of drunken freestyles. I've been hoping it's cool if I change up the topic.
To some this might be corny, but to me it's Colossus.